Welcome back to a new episode. The warm breeze streams gently through the campus courtyard. Students mill around, heading to classes or logging under the shade of trees. Kim Tae-hyung sat on the low wall, hugging his backpack to his chest, eyes occasionally fitting towards the basketball court. Towards Jungkook, who was shooting hoops in the usual calm, focused manner. Beside them stood a boy with neatly parted black hair. Then amused expression. Jimin had finally returned. Still watching him, huh? Jimin teased, lightly nudging Taehyung with his elbow. I wasn't. Taehyung blinked, cheeks flushed as he tightened his hold on his bag. You always say that, Jimin grinned and stretched lazily. You have gotten even cuter while I was away. You were gone for barely a week, Taehyung mumbled, flustered. Don't say weird things. Just then, a smooth voice curtain behind them. Back from your little trip, huh? It was Yoongi, hand in his pocket, his usual mischievous glint present in his eyes. His gaze briefly flickered towards Jimin, who glanced back at him with an unreadable look. Oh, you noticed? Jimin replied casually. Hard not to, Yoongi said, then turned to Taehyung, flashing a playful smile. And I see my Tete has been well protected in my absence. Says Viren, don't call me that. He stammered, was nearly a whisper as his fingers fidgeted with the strap of his bag. Jungkook's head snapped off from the coat. He saw Yoongi standing just a little too close to Taehyung, who looked shy and trapped between the wall and the flirtatious senior. Jimin stood beside them with a mild smirk, arms crossed. Cook narrowed his eyes, just tightening as he tossed the basketball aside and grabbed the water bottle. Hey, Yoongi called out, pretending not to notice the silent tension. Nice shot earlier, Jungkook. Jungkook didn't respond. He simply took a slow sip from his bottle, his eyes trained on the scene like a sizing up a rival. Taehyung peeked in his direction, then looked down quickly, heart thudding in his ears. Jimin whispered close to Taehyung's ear, you might want to breathe. A crash is coming. We are not, Taehyung began, but the shadow of Jungkook fell over them before he could finish. I need to talk to you, Jungkook said calmly, eyes on Taehyung, voice low. Taehyung blinked. Me? Jungkook didn't wait for a response. He simply grabbed Taehyung's wrist, not harshly but firmly, and pulled him gently along. Yoongi let out a long, impressed whistle. Oof, that's my cue. As they walked away, Jimin turned to Yoongi. You are trouble. Yoongi smiled. Only a little, but I bet you missed it. Jungkook didn't speak as he led Kim Taehyung away, his grave, gentle but determined. The quiet sound of their footsteps filled the empty corridor beside the gym until they stopped near a side entrance rarely used by students. He let go of Taehyung's wrist then, but didn't step back. Taehyung looked up, his eyes blinking under the roof afternoon sun. Jungkook, are you angry with me? Jungkook's jaw clenched, but his eyes softened at the moment they met Taehyung's. No, he said shortly, just annoyed. Oh, Taehyung's voice dropped, his fingers nervously twisting into the hem of his shirt. I didn't do anything wrong, right? You didn't? Jungkook replied after a beat, but That doesn't mean I like what I saw. Taehyung titled his head. Huh? Jungkook leaned against the wall beside him, arm folded, avoiding his gaze. Now, why was Yoongi so close to you? His voice was quiet. Why did you look like a nervous kitten trapped in a corner? I didn't mean for it to look like that, Taehyung stammered. He likes teasing me, that's all. I don't like it when he gets that close. Jungkook finally turned to face him, expression unreadable. Then why didn't you say something? I I didn't want to cause a scene, Petal. Jung froze that name again. It was soft on Jungkook's lips, like a whisper from years ago, like comfort, like home. Jungkook stepped closer, closing the distance slowly, each step calculated and quiet. Kim Taehyung instinctively backed into the wall, his wide eyes watching the older boy with a flush of nerves in his chest. Petal, Jungkook said slowly. That name again, the softness of it changed with the sternness in his tone. It made Taehyung's breath hinge. Jungkook didn't smile. His brows was slightly frowned. His lips set in a firm line. Without another word, he raised a hand, and Taehyung's heart stopped for a moment, thinking Jungkook might kiss him. But he didn't. Instead, Jungkook's fingers reached up and brushed a tiny piece of line from Taehyung's sweater. His eyes never left Taehyung's face. Then slowly, his glances gazed Taehyung's cheek as he tucked a strand of hair behind his ear. The gesture deliberate yet cool. Taehyung blinked up at him, breath trembling, his cheeks turning soft pink. Jungkook leaned in slightly, his hands still hovering near Taehyung's face, but his voice came out low and flat like a warning. Tell Yoongi to stop calling you Tete. Huh? Taehyung blinked. Why? Jungkook gaze sharpened. Because if he says it again, I wouldn't be responsible for what happens to his perfect smile. Taehyung's mouth parted, but no words came out. His heart was thumping so hard he was sure Jungkook could hear it. Mouth parted, but no words came out. His heart was thumping so hard he was sure Jungkook could hear it. The closeness, the low voice, the way Jungkook hovered there, eyes sharp yet unreadable. Do you really mind that much? Taehyung whispered. Jungkook didn't answer right away. He just stepped back, cold again, like the moment hadn't happened. But just before turning away, he said quietly, don't let anyone make you nervous like that. His eyes flickered back for a second. Expect me. Then he walks off, leaving Taehyung stand there, blushing, breathless, confused, and hopelessly smitten. Meanwhile, back at the court, Jimin stood behind, idly sipping from his water bottle as the students thinned out. He was about to head off when Yoongi casually appeared beside him, hands tucked in his hoodie pocket. You don't have to stay, Jimin said coldly. I wasn't staying for you, Yoongi said smoothly. I was just enjoying the breeze, though I will admit you are a nice view. Jimin nodded. You are so full of it, and yet here you are, not walking away. I am only still here because I think you are up to something, Jimin said, turning to face him fully. You are messing with Taehyung just to mess with Jungkook. What's your angle? Yoongi's smile faded slightly, his eyes narrowing thoughtfully. You think I'm that shallow? I think you are that clever. There was a short silence between them. Yoongi leaned against the court rail, eyes scanning Jimin's face as if trying to read something deeper. I wouldn't deny I enjoy pushing buttons, he said slowly, but I never mess with someone unless I know they can handle it. Then why didn't you come after me directly? Jimin asked, folded his arms. If I am the one you are interested in. Laughed escaped Yoongi, but there was no mocking in it, just a low, genuine warmth. Because you are always with him, Yoongi admitted, and maybe I don't think he would even look at me. Jimin blinked. That was unexpectedly honest. Then stop playing games and say what you mean, he said softer now. Yoongi looked at him. I already am, just not all at once. Another beat of silence. Not easily impressed, Jimin said finally, but I'm watching you. Yoongi smiled low and slow and satisfied. Good, then I guess I better keep doing things worth watching. Evening sun splittered golden light through the windows of his small apartment as Kim Taehyung rushed around, fluffing pillows and nervously adjusting a framed photo on the shelf. His cheeks were pink from stress and a little excitement. They are really coming, Jungkook, he said, eyes wide as he looked back at the taller boy. Your mom and my mom, they are really coming? Jungkook leaned against the doorway, his arms folded, watching his fiancée roll around like a startled kitten. His usual calm expression softened slightly. You have said that 3 times already. You are not helping. Taehyung pouted. What if they ask about sleeping arrangements? Jungkook eyes right abroad. Then we lie. Taehyung blinked. Lie how? Jungkook stepped into the room and casually pointed at the bed. You are not sleeping on it alone tonight. Words hit Taehyung like a break of butterflies. What? They will expect us to sleep together. That's what engaged couples do. But you always take the guest room. Jungkook shrugged. Just for tonight, we make it look real. Don't overthink it. Before Jungkook could tease further, the sound of keys jiggling outside made them both froze. Freeze, they are here, Taehyung screamed, grabbing Jungkook's sleeve. The front door swung open and the cheerful voices of their mothers filled the space. Jungkook, Taehyung, Mama beamed. Oh, it smells so clean in here. Did you two clean together? Taehyung nodded frequently. Well, Jungkook answered calmly. We always do. Mama Jian smiled approvingly, her eyes scanning the tidy living room, the double toothbrush on the sink, and the neatly arranged big bed. The rest of the evening passed in warm laughter, clicking dishes, and harmless family questions. Their moms toured the apartment like detectives, peeking into the bedroom, admiring the framed photos, then finally entering the main bedroom with satisfied grin. Oh, look at this bed. Mama Kim guessed. So cozy. Mama Jian nodded. I am glad you two are sitting well together. Jungkook gave a tight smile. Hid behind him. Later that night, the apartment dimmed and soft voices disappeared behind closed doors. The hallway was still. Inside the bedroom, Taehyung stood frozen in front of the bed, pajamas soft and sleeves covering his hands. Jungkook leaned against the closet, arm folded, watching the boy without saying a word. The silence stretched. Jungkook sighed and walked over, pulling back the cover like it was the most casual thing in the world. We will sleep, that's it. Taehyung hesitated before slowly crawling onto the left side. Back turned his palm small under the blanket. Jungkook slid in on the right. The bed creaked softly. He stared at the ceiling. A pause, then barely a whisper, "Thank you." Turned his head slightly, watching things back. The boy was curled up tightly, holding the edge of the blanket like a lifeline. "We have done this before, Petal," Jungkook said softly. "You used to snore your in my ear." Taehyung didn't respond, but his shoulders trembled slightly. Embarrassed giggle, nervous memory, maybe both. Jungkook smiled faintly in the dark. "Just don't hug and the blanket like you used to." Taehyung shifted, then slowly, timidly reached behind him, offering a bit more of the sheet. Jungkook watched him with a strange warmth in his chest. "Just for tonight, just like back then, and maybe, just maybe, a little different now." Soft rustle of sheets and the first golden rays of morning light streamed through the half-drawn curtains. Kim Taehyung blinked away slowly, his eyes adjusting to the quiet haze of dawn. Took him a few seconds to remember why he was in the bed in this position, why his face was nearly pressed against Jungkook's shoulders. His breath catch. He hadn't moved all night. Jungkook was still asleep, his back turned slightly, one arm under the pillow. The other resting dangerously close to Taehyung's side, not touching but close enough that made Kim Taehyung could feel the warmth through the covers. The boy stood still as a statue, heart humming like a drum. Even his pinky finger was trembling under the sheet. "I don't snore, right? I didn't snore, right?" Taehyung whispered to himself, but the moment he tried to quietly slip out of the bed, a deep voice cut through the silence. "Where are you going? Where are you going, Petal?" Kim Taehyung froze. Jungkook wasn't even facing him, just lying there, eyes closed, lips curved into a finished smirk. I was going to brush my teeth." Jungkook cracked one eye open. "We have guests. Don't let them think I kicked you out of the bed." "I wasn't. I mean, you didn't." "Relax." Jungkook rolled onto his back, arm behind his head now. He was still sleepy. "I'm joking." Sit up with the blanket clenched to his chest, his face already pink. You are terrible." Jungkook didn't reply, just smiled lazily at the ceiling like the night hadn't thrown his emotions into quiet chaos too. They both heard voices outside. Their mothers were already awake, chatting in the kitchen. Taehyung nearly panicked. What if they came in and we are not like Petal?" Jungkook interrupted softly, eyes flickering over to him. "Come back under the blanket. 5 more minutes." But Jungkook patted the space beside him, heart pounding. Then slid down slowly, cheeks pooped and red as he settled back onto the pillow, careful not to make eye contact. The blanket was warm again, too warm. Neither spoke. Until Jungkook mumbled, "You still curl up like a dumpling when you sleep." Kim Taehyung had his face under the blanket. Jungkook turned his head the other way, biting back a small laugh. The sight of Kim Taehyung's pleasant little movement made his chest ache in the most unfamiliar way, like something warm was trying to escape, something he had been holding back for too long. The silence between them wasn't awkward anymore, just soft like a memory, and as Taehyung's breathing steadied beside him again, Jungkook closed his eyes, but last night when the lights were off and everything has gone still. Flashback late in the night, the room was quiet except for the low hum of the ceiling fan. Outside, crickets crippled faintly under the moonlight that split through the curtains. Jungkook lay awake. He hasn't slept much, his eyes sharp and dark. He remained fixed on the soft figure beside him. Kim Taehyung curled up, facing him, blanket pulled halfway over his face, one hand resting near his cheek. His breathing was slow and steady, completely out. Jungkook didn't move. He just stared at the soft tip of Taehyung's nose, at the finest parting lips, at the way he has unconsciously scooted closer during the night, maybe out of habit or warmth or memory. His fingers twitched slightly over the blanket. He could almost hear his heart. Then, like something deep and silent broke free, Jungkook slowly leaned forward, breath held. He pressed his inch, paused just inches away, his gaze drinking in the innocence of the boy beside him, and very gently he pressed a kiss on Thane's cheek, just a bruise, quick, barely there. He pulled back just as quickly as his face unreadable, eyes burning quietly under the shadows. Then he turned onto his back, staring at the ceiling for a long time, and finally closed his eyes. Back to the morning, Kim Tae-hyung still hidden under the blanket, mumbled something in about Jungkook being heartless. Jungkook didn't respond, just reached over the flickered his forehead lightly through the blanket. A smirk tugged at his lips. Only if he knew what he had done last night, and only he knew what it meant. But maybe one day Kim Tae-hyung would know too. To be continued. What do you think about it? I do not have much to say, and some of you wanted to know how many episodes this story going to have. So maybe 6 to 7 episodes. Let's see. And I will not drag it much, but I hope you will enjoy it. Comment it down whatever you feel about it. See you again. Bye bye.